Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this 100% truth. Double salutations to the Akim out there spreading this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few Akwath listening in today. I'm back at you with another lesson entitled The Earth Needs New Management. It is clear to see that Esau Edom, aka the so-called white man, is not fit to rule. He's been given a period of time for him to pretty much prove himself, right? Although he was the vessel fitted for destruction, pursuant to Romans 9, all right? He was he was made to be the example of how not to rule and what will be the consequences of ruling in wickedness, right? Which he's about to face, okay? And now it's time for the kingdom of heaven to be established under Yahweh Shai, governed by the Israelites under Yahweh Shai, all right? Because this white man here, the so-called white man, is not fit to rule, man. He is the basest of men. He is made for captivity, all right? Right now, we are under subjection to our own slaves, to our own servants and handmaids. They have power over us, man. That's why you should fear the Lord, man, because the Lord made that possible, right? If it wasn't for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we wouldn't be in this position. But because we transgressed, we went against His word, we didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? We have our servants, our handmaids, our slaves ruling over us today. But that's about to change, man. And there's going to be a very drastic change that's going to take place on this planet Earth. All right? The Israelites are getting back in power through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we're about to put all these heathen nations under our feet, man. They're going to be our slaves, our servants, our handmaids. All right? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man, because this so-called white man has proven himself many times that he's not fit to rule, man. How have we got animals that have become extinct? And if they ain't extinct already, they're in the brinks of becoming extinct. You got so much pollution in the world. Look at the oceans, man. Look how much shit is in the oceans, man. You think that's going to be happening in our kingdom? Hell no. Right? Look at the state of the people, the state of society, man. No morale, no respect, no love. It's cold out here, man. So, this so-called white man has proven himself many times he's not fit to rule, man. And the Lord is basically saying he's had enough. That's why all these things are happening, man. The Lord has had enough of beholding the prosperity of the wicked. It's time for the Israelites to rule in righteousness, man. And that's exactly the times that we're heading into now, man. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into the scriptures. Let me just take a sip of my drink. Hold on. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, travelling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. So this is talking about Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, he's going to come upon the land of Edom, right? You so-called white people with traveling in the greatness of his strength, those chariots, right? AKA those so-called UFOs, as you Edomites like to call them, right? And he's going to come and wage war against you Edomites, against the nations of the world, shall I say. But you Edomites are going to be the main enemy of the Lord, right? Verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. This is an allegory, all right? It's got a hidden meaning. This basically means how this is going into how much bloodshed there's going to be when Yahushua comes to wage war against these devils, man. There's going to be so much bloodshed from these devils, man. Because Yahushua, he's coming. It says in Isaiah 66, and I think verse 16, for the slain of the Lord shall be many. Yahushua is not coming to bring peace, man. This earth needs new management, and you know, that's going to start off with the ultimate cleansing agent by way of fire, right? The fire is going to be the cleansing agent before the new management is established here on earth. Okay? Verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain all my raiment. So Yahushua is not actually going to get stained with blood. His raiment ain't actually going to get stained, but this is metaphorically going into how much bloodshed there's going to be when Yahushua returns to wage war against these devils, man. These devils are going to go out so bitterly, the same way America was established so bitterly, man. Oh, is it going to be a sight to see? You know? It says in 2 Thessalonians, I believe verse 1 and 6, that it is a righteous thing to recompense trouble unto those that troubled you. So it's not a wicked thing to want the downfall of our enemy, knowing all the history, knowing all the things that they've done to us throughout the history. There's nothing wrong with us desiring some recompense unto the wicked, right? Verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart. So Yahushua is constantly thinking about this day, man. This day when he shall rise up to the prey. All right? It's in his heart. His heart meaning mind. In the Hebrew, it's la'ab, right? For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So there's a certain time, certain hour, certain second where the Lord is going to say to Yahushua, he's going to give Yahushua the green light. And he's gonna tell Yahushua to wage war with these devils, man. But we just have to wait on the Lord. The Lord's timing is best, right? And these nations best enjoy it whilst it lasts, because their next stop is slavery, man. Captivity, hardcore bondage. You see? Let's go to the book of Lamentations. It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, and verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the earth, of the whole earth? Because look at the state we've been brought down to, man. Over the generations, the Israelites have been deteriorating physically, mentally, and spiritually, man. So these other nations are looking at us like, rah, is this who we thought was God's chosen people? Is this who was meant to be the perfection? Is this who we was meant to fear? Yet now look at them. They're filling up the ghettos. Most of them are crackheads. They're nothing but drug dealers and gangbangers. They don't respect us, man. But that all goes back to the curses. Deuteronomy 28, verse 6, Lamentations 2 and 16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we have looked for. we have found, we have seen it. So the nations earnestly desired to seek the downfall of the nation of Israel. All right. Which ultimately stemmed from envy, because they know, or they understood, you know, or well, really and truly, you know, these nations, even now, they know who we are, man. Everyone knows who we are, but we do. You know, you got the Israelites walking around saying that they're Africans, saying that they're you know, Jamaicans, and you name it, man. Right? Everyone, all these nations know who we are, but we don't. And these nations understand that the moment we wake up to our power, it's game over for them, man. So that's why in Psalms 83 it says, "Thou art confederate against thee." You know, these nations are working together to make sure that you know, we don't wake up to this truth. But you can't, you know, you can't go against the spirit, man. You know, the spirit is doing this great awakening, okay? And that's exactly what's happening, you know, and that's the Lord having mercy on us, all right? Because the nations, as it says in Lamentations 2:16, let's get it one more time. "All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we have looked for. We have found, we have seen it." So considering that, you know, these nations get to be in power as long as we are kept away from our power, do you think they'll wake us up to this truth? No, man, because that's the end for them. Right? But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we're here now. We have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? Let's go to the book of Psalms chapter 2. We'll start at the top, verse 1. And it reads, why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? Yeah, you know, they're imagining implementing this MOTB, going forward with this new world order, having the nation of Israel in a perpetual state of slavery, man. That's the vain thing that these heathen nations be imagining. Okay? Verse 2, "The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision." Why? Because they're trying to weaken us as a nation. You know, they're trying to you know, just have us in a perpetual state of slavery, you know, and just ruling over us perpetually. You see? That's why the Lord, he's gonna laugh, man, because he's gonna have these guys in derision, which already he's having them in derision now, and it's only gonna keep amplifying. You see? Verse 5, "Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure." So these nations are getting ready, and 2/3 of our people are getting ready to experience the fury of the Lord. You know, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. You see? Let's jump down to verse 8. "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession." So this is what's coming to those that wait patiently for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You see? This is why we need to continue in the faith, because our reward is great. All right? Verse 9, "Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel." So we're going to rule over you heathen nations, man. Starting off with you Edomites, we're going to rule over you harsh, man. Harsh conditions. I'm telling you, you know, if we decide you work the field and you don't eat in 3 days, well that's exactly what you're going to have to do. You're not going to have a say in it, man. You see? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. All right. From there, let's go to the book of Zephaniah. Chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Oh, so you see, we're waiting on the Lord. We're waiting on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because that's the best thing for us to do, man. We don't have the power to fight against our enemies right now as it stands. So we have no choice but to wait on the Lord, man, who's going to fight for us in order to establish that new management on the earth that's desperately needed, man. Because even creation, all creation is going to be freed from the corruption of being in Esau Edom society, man. Being ruled over by Esau Edom. Let's go to Romans 8, man. And Lord willing, this lesson be edifying, man. You know, I'm tired today, but we still push through, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, this lesson be edifying, all right? Romans 8 and 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature, which is all creation, waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. So all creation is waiting for the Israelites to be raised back up into their true power. All right. Because, you know, the wildlife is suffering, the air, the earth, the trees, the plants, the other nations. Even Esau is suffering under his own draconian measures, man. So we definitely need new management, man. This devil, he needs to get out of here. All right. Romans 8 and 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope. And we have that hope that Yahweh Shai is going to relieve us from this wicked, sinful flesh and put us in those bodies that are not subject to vanity. And therefore we shall never go off. You know, we're going to always consistently and continuously do the things that please the Lord. Okay. Verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. So you see, back to Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. You see? So all creation is going to be happy once, you know, Esau Edom is taken out the way. All right. Verse 22, for we know that the whole creation, every living organism, right? For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Yeah, man. Why? Because we got this devil, man, ruling over us oppressively, man. We just want to get the hell up out of here, man. Especially, you know, the more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding you acquire, the more you hate this world, man. The more you hate Esau. All right. Let me see if I can find that precept real quick in the book of Ecclesiastes. Hold on. Is it Ecclesiastes 1 and 18? The word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. And that's true, man. But, you know, knowing too much is a blessing and a curse. You know, in which the blessing being that, you know, you understand that you're an Israelite and that this devil will soon out of power. You're gonna receive power, all right, spiritual power, a glorious kingdom under Yahweh Shai, and then the curse being that you still have to, live in this wicked ass society. You have to behold the prosperity of the wicked. You have to suffer patiently in this truth. You're seeing the people around you progressing, and you're pretty much stagnant. You're staying in one place, all right. So for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth wisdom increaseth sorrow, man. So, but it's a bittersweet. But Isaiah 33:6 says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. So this is a good time to acquire the knowledge of the Lord, man. Because that's what's going to save you in these last days. The true understanding of the Bible. All right. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be cleaved unto them, shall be cleaved with them. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So the strangers are talking about the Israelite foreigners, man. Those of you who are, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you don't accept your true biblical nationality. All right, you're going to be joined onto us in the kingdom. All right, because you're going to be in your right mind then. Damn. Isaiah 14:2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So we're going to rule over our oppressors, man. Because our oppressors have shown us that they're not capable of ruling. As I mentioned earlier, under Esau Edom's watch, you have animals going extinct. You got lawlessness in the land. You got dirty air. You have the alphabet community who's allowed to just go and do whatever the hell they want. All right, this is why this place needs to be taken out of the way. Isaiah 14:3, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So the Lord is going to give us rest from all that, man. We ain't going to have to see that ever again. We ain't going to have to experience that hardcore slavery that we once did ever again. We're going to be the ones inflicting it upon the heathen, man. And is that going to be beautiful when we have our spiritual power and we're able to judge them in ways they could only dream of. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's all we're looking for, man. We're tired of being in this sinful kingdom. Like, we want the new heavens and the new earth, which is going to be the same earth here, right? And the word new in the Greek means kainos, to refresh. So, you go on your Google Chrome and your PC, you press the F5 button and it's going to refresh the page. It's the same page, but it's just refreshed. And that's what the Lord is going to do to this earth by way of fire. All right. Let's close out here. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 64:4. For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard nor perceived by the ear, neither has the eye seen, O Yahweh, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him. Salaki, let me read that all again. For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen, O Yahweh, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waiteth for him. Yeah, so we don't even know the fullness of our blessing, man. The fullness of staying, of, you know, defending the names of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, teaching this word, believing in the names wholeheartedly, having that 144% faith. We don't even know the full extent of everything that the Lord has got waiting for us, man, as a reward. You see? But we know it's going to be beautiful, man. And Heavenly Father, he knows us. So he knows what we want. All right? But under the earth's new management, you see, the heathen nations are going to see a completely different aspect to the world, man. You know? Where they see our kingdom being established. You see? And that's what the world needs. That's what the earth needs, man. It needs this new management, man, because Esau, Edom is not fit to rule. Look at the state of society now. You got Esau fighting against Esau. And we already know if Satan cast out Satan, then how shall his kingdom stand, man? So we're on our way out of here, man, and it's only right, you know. The Edomites have had their time of rulership. It's time for the Israelites under Yahushai to show you how it's done, man. All right? So hopefully this lesson has been edifying. And until the next time, I say shalom.